The question is about learning. Can they be learned behaviors? And the thing is, of course, there's all the learning components in there. Once a dog has met a person or been born, it has now started the process where it's learning, whether or not anyone tried to teach it. So yes, however, again, the shelter world intercepts a dog now. So this is a dog that I'm meeting as an adult. And she comes to me with all of her nature and all of her nurture. So there's sociability, and this, again, isn't an easy pet. There's, but she's sociable. Actually, I'll test her for sure. It also seems like she's bonded, very bonded. Did you bring her in, Stina? What you do with all these dogs doesn't matter. The pet dogs that do the best in society, that are most appropriate to go with real people, the type of people that come to a shelter, which in general aren't professional trainers looking for a project. So I'll stroke her 1, 2, 3. And she's acting like she's over-bonded to a person. That's what she's acting like. So she's a normal dog, but she's going to be problematic. And again, that does not mean a temperament test. She's outside the range of easy pet, and that's fine. We're not in the business of placing easy pets, and there aren't very many around anymore. 4 days is the time where a lot of people have broken the bond before they come to the shelter, but particularly on our economic crisis, we have a lot of people who have not broken the bond. They don't want to give up on their dogs. And this isn't an adult dog. This was, somebody's pet. And she's been here since the 24th. I was going to say, well, isn't it like the 2 days? Voila. A noose lead. And I really like that the shelter here has a noose lead. Is one of the most dangerous points of dealing with a dog when you're likely to get a threshold is putting a collar on a dog or taking it off or unclipping a leash, because you have to lean over, fuss with his neck, and it's just downright dangerous if you don't know the dog or he's testy about it. And one of the reasons why I like noose leads is I can get it so that I can maintain an opening for his head, slightly larger than his head, with one hand. That is really important. If I had to use 2 hands to get this on the dog, I'm out of control with the dog, and I never want to be out of control. So I love my noose lead because I can get it on the dog in a flash, and I don't have to face the dog to do it. In fact, I prefer not to face the dog. And when I'm getting him in and out of a kennel, I'll let him try and walk into it. If he dives over it, I close the kennel. If he tries to duck under it, I'll close the kennel door. And I don't open the kennel door until the leash is the way I want it. And I asked for problematic dogs for defensive handling. So time 60 seconds. And tell me about him immediately. Give me some observations. Tail right up over his back. Again, frontal and aligned in a lot of his interactions. His eyes are red, very, very aroused. And the sniffing? I call it sniffing more than 2 seconds. He's been doing it almost consistently. I see a high correlation between that type of sniffing, thank you, and dog-to-dog aggression. Frontal, he took a frontal realignment. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and now 20 seconds. Come here, buddy. Who's a good boy, huh? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Come here. Atta boy. Good boy. Good boy. Are you a good boy? Are you a good boy? Good boy. And frontal and aligned, and I thought, oh, sociability, and he rubbed and he left and drooled. And did you see it? Grasshoppers, the classic anal swipe, and then he smells and sniffs his work. Fine, he says, oh, a double. And again, there's no social gestures, even less than the Dane mix. He is He's touching me here. This is a shoulder stance. And again, all I've done is sociability testing. I've not done anything else. But the sheer strength of how he walks into the room, this level of confidence and ownership and presence around everything, and the absolute lack, he's not even putting his ears back. There's no social gestures. The domestic dog qualities are not in him.